In order to create a business that feels good, that's relieving to think about, that maybe runs like a well-oiled machine, that you absolutely love showing up in, right? In order to create that business, you need to match your state of consciousness with it first. What's up? What's going on? My name is Sabrina and welcome back to the channel. Here in the Better You space, we teach creatives, dreamers, and entrepreneurs how to train their minds to make their daydreams their real daily lives. We're going to be talking about creating a business that feels really, really good, using the power of self-concept. If you're interested in a full transformation, feel free to check out one-on-one mentorship packages or our online signature program, Unleash Your Life, in the description box below. And let's get into it. I think it's about time we end the era of thinking that business needs to be a thing where we stress so much about it, where we feel like we just want to rip our hair out. And I think it's time that we start the era where it's normal for us to feel relieved and excited and really lit up in our business and feel really, really good. Why are so many of us operating businesses that are meant to be out of our sole purpose and is meant to be so fulfilling for us? Why are so many operating our businesses out of a place of stress where we're not even seeing the results that we want to? I wonder how good it would feel if you started to have this unconditional trust that your success is already here, even if you don't see it with your physical eyes. What we experience in our state of consciousness, in our minds, you could say, is actually more real than what we are seeing with our physical eyes. And if you're listening to me and you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Let's dive into this really quick to see how this works. Now, quantum physics is basically the breakdown of energy and matter. It explains the science behind the law of attraction. And we know from basic science class that everything in this universe is made up of tiny microscopic atoms, right? We all know this. On a microscopic level, we have found that the subatomic particles in the atoms, the actual matter in each atom, this only makes up of 0.0001% of the actual atom. So then scientists were like, if the subatomic particles, the actual matter, only makes up this tiny, tiny percent of the atom, what is all this other empty space? This other empty space is what we call energy. Now, thinking of how everything in this universe is made up of these atoms that are primarily made up of just energy, we can see that we live in a very energetic universe. Quantum physicists have found that these atoms exist in pure energetic form until there is some kind of awareness or consciousness, human brain, placed on it. Only then will these atoms of pure potential energy of waveform will collapse into physical form. The way in which these atoms collapse in physical form, meaning what is physically manifested, is dependent on the state of consciousness that observed these atoms, meaning dependent on what our state of consciousness is, our mindset, our internal state, it determines how these atoms collapse and what they create and manifest in physical form. Why am I explaining this to you guys? Because if your business feels really stressful, if your business isn't getting the sales that you want, isn't showing up as you want, right? Your business isn't your dream business yet. I want you to see where out of alignment are you with that. Think about the different aspects of your business and where do you feel stressed? Where do you tense up? Like, what are you thinking about when your muscles tense up? These are the gaps that you need to work on. We need to first embody the state of consciousness in order to create a business that feels good, that's relieving to think about, that maybe runs like a well-oiled machine, that you absolutely love showing up in, right? In order to create that business, you need to match your state of consciousness with it first. Most people, when they go into business, and I was definitely like this, which is why I'm passionate about talking about it. Most people, when they go into business, is they start a business and they think that, oh, I'm starting a business. That means I need to be making sales. And if I'm not making sales, that means some negative thing about me. And like, oh, I just spent this money on new software and like, I need to make the money back. And we come from this like stressed and almost scarce state, which what is that in alignment with? More stress and more scarcity. What we really need to do is conjure up this beautiful story about our business. What does your ideal business look like? What does your ideal business look like? Don't look at how another business owner is running their stuff and you're like, oh, it should look like that because that's how their successful business is running. No, don't take some other coach's advice online of like, this is what you need to be doing in business. And you're like, okay, that's what I need to be doing. So that's my ideal business. No, scratching everything that you've known about business, right? We are all here to express ourselves so uniquely. We are all here to blaze our own trails and to do things in very unique and different ways. We're not meant to be copies of each other. Looking at your vision of what your dream business looks like. Scratching what any other coach has said what your business should look like. Scratching anything that of how you think you should be showing up. Tapping into your pure vision of what lights you up the most. What does your ideal business look like then? Are you working with one-on-one clients? Or do you like group coaching better? Or do you like just selling online workshops and not doing one-on-one coaching like that? Do you just want to make content? Do you want to sell a different type of clothes that you've been selling? Like what does your ideal business look like? How many hours a week do you work? If you really enjoy what you're doing, you're most likely going to want to spend a decent amount of time on it. Or maybe you want to start up a business and have it work as a well-oiled machine on the back end so that you can bring in passive income and focus on your hobbies more. How does it look like to you? What lights you up? Create a clear vision and then begin to match your state of consciousness with that. Think the thoughts that are in alignment as the end result of that. Feel the emotions as if you have this business already. Have the self-talk throughout your day as if this business is already made and you're already experiencing all of the joy and you're already making the money that you want to and you're already making the impact that you want to. I want you to shift your state of consciousness as if this business that feels so good has already happened in your life. What are we doing here is we are tapping into and shifting our state of consciousness so that these atoms around us can collapse in this form that we want. They can collapse in creating the business that runs itself, creating the business that we love so much. We just want to spend 50 hours a week going on talk shows and hosting in-person events and doing all these different things, whatever it is for you. But without changing your state of consciousness first, your awareness is going to be on the same thing. If you're constantly having the same thoughts and the same emotions and the same perceptions and the same assumptions about how stressful your business is and about how you're not making the money and how you're not getting the clients, these atoms are going to keep collapsing in this way of creating those same results, reflecting them back to you. And then you just are in this cycle of unenjoyment and stress and scarcity because that's what your state of consciousness is on. Create a business that feels good through shifting your internal state, through shifting your state of consciousness. I don't want you to take any action on your business, any planning, any branding, nothing until you make sure that your state of consciousness is in direct alignment with it. I just recorded a video on how to rewire your brain really quickly to manifest on autopilot. I highly suggest watching that so that you can get a better idea of how to make this change happen much, much faster. I need you to know that you are not at will to things outside of you happening. You are not a victim to your business not doing well or your business not feeling good or feeling stressful. You are always the one calling the shots of how things play out in your life, dependent on where your state of consciousness is at. And this is what it means to become a conscious creator of your reality, because we're becoming aware of what's going on internally, what's going on in here, and how can we shift that so we can put our awareness on and collapse these atoms so that we can manifest and see and experience what we want. This is science, guys. This is science. The government has literally written an article talking about this, talking about the science behind how this happens. We need to take this work really seriously if we want to create the results that we want to in our lives. And not only like for ourselves, but I want you to really think about and tap into the impact that you are making on the other people through creating a business that feels good, right? You get to serve in your best, highest self. You get to impact way more people. When your business is doing well, you're serving a lot more people, right? You're benefiting so many other people's lives. I want you to think about the positive impact that you're making on them, the positive ripple effect that you're having on them. When you're selling your recycled clothing brand, I want you to realize the impact that you're making on the world of creating more sustainable clothing lines, the joy that you're bringing people when they get high quality clothes, and also the positive impact you're making on the earth of shifting into healthier, more sustainable things. I really want you to cultivate this state of consciousness where you are feeling so grateful for the impact that you're making, right? This is such a high frequency state when we tap into not only our selfish desires, because yes, we all have our selfish desires. None of us can say that we are so selfless and such a good person that we don't have any selfish desires, right? We all have selfish desires. We all want the money. We all want the love. We all want things for ourselves. When you can take it to a higher meaning and can cultivate and embody the state of which you're not only receiving your own desires, but you're also serving other people, the universe conspires much faster. The universe works in very harmonious and benevolent ways when it realizes that it's not only helping you, but it's helping other people. It comes in quicker. It's kind of like when you're like, yeah, this is really great for me, but it's also great for these other people. The universe is like, oh, really? The universe is already conspiring in your favor. But then the universe is like, oh shit, like, let's get on this, right? Let's lasso things up. Let's really get this thing moving because it's going to help a lot of people. I want you to realize the energetic impact that has when we create from that higher frequency state of seeing the massive positive impact that we're making on others as well. Embody this state, affirm it, speak your way into it. Like I said in previous videos, when you speak out loud, the vibrational frequency of your words vibrates through your chest and vibrates through your throat. Your whole body starts to vibrate at this vibrational frequency. You are becoming a magnet to what you are affirming. I want you to speak this into existence so much to where you know this to be true. You know that your business is impacting these thousands of people already. You know that your business is making 5-figure plus months. You know that your business is on autopilot and doing all of these things, right? I want you to create this knowing inside your body, inside your core, where every fiber of your being is like, I know this to be true. I want you to mold your subconscious mind and your state of consciousness to that degree and be in that state when taking action on your business, because the energy in which you take action is the energy in which the results that you will get. And so you need to make sure that your energy is aligned before you take any kind of action on your business. And this is how we're going to create feel-good action. Like, how many of us have felt stress and then we're like, oh, I need to take this action in business. I need to post on Instagram because I'm not getting the sales that I want to see yet, or I need to send out these emails, or maybe I need to put up a sale, right? How many of us are taking action out of a place of scarcity and stress? This is only going to reflect that back. Embody that state of consciousness. Take action through that. Rewire your mind. Align with your vision of your business, not someone else's, not what people think you should be doing, but what you want. And you will create a business that feels so good. And these atoms will collapse into physical form in front of your eyes, where you will create this for yourself. If you got to this point in the video, I'd love for you to leave a butterfly emoji in the comment section below so I know who made it to this point. Save this video, re-listen to it if you need to. Share it with a friend. Give it a thumbs up if you haven't. That would really help the channel out. Subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified every time I post a new video, and I will see you in the next one.